Good day, movie readers. Today I'll be showing you two novelizations of Ghostbusters. Yes, this film received two versions in English. One published in the UK by Corgi Books and the other one by Tor Books in the United States. The UK edition is written by Larry Milne and published in November of 1984, and the US version written by Richard Mueller and published in August 1985 to coincide with its cinematic re-release in the summer a year later. It was not unusual for some novelizations to be written by two different authors, Capricorn 1 and Terminator being two examples. So here is the Milne edition published by Corgi Books. Larry Milne is actually the pseudonym of science fiction writer Trevor Hoyle, who also wrote Blake's 7 novelizations and other books, including his own sci-fi stories. It appears to me that Hoyle used the Milne pseudonym for novelizations which he was perhaps not so proud of, namely Hearts Afire, which was pulped shortly after the film bombed, and also Biggles the Movie. Can he be proud of this effort? Well, stay tuned to find out. So, some of you Ghostbusters fans will notice the cover featuring the ghost is facing to the right. It has photo stills in the centre, and a short page count which features some behind-the-scenes interviews and a biography of Ivan Reitman himself. And here is my copy of Titan Books' reissue of Mueller's version, including Edna Ha's sequel. The original is priced too high for me to own, so I'm glad Titan offers us a chance for us mere mortals to own this new version. At a glance, this cover is pretty good, but on closer inspection, the image of the 4 characters on the front have a washed-out quality to them, and it looks like it was probably made on Canva in one evening, rather than the quality publication we're normally used to. Now, Bad Moon Horrors, who is a regular viewer and commenter on my videos, kindly informed me that the original author to this US version was to be Joan D. Vinge, but she was already committed to writing Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome, so the job fell to Richard Mueller instead. So thanks for that information, Bad Moon Horrors. Owners of the IDW comics will also notice some of the ideas are taken from the US Mueller edition, such as the character backgrounds and technical details, making it into the comics themselves. And there are in fact 2 editions of Mueller's book. The original from 1985, of course, and a reprint from 1989 for the re-release or for the release of Ghostbusters 2. Oddly, the 1989 reprint has the same printing details on the inside page, showing 1985 and claiming to be a first print. Something for serious collectors to watch out for. I suspect a few people may have been caught out by this omission of the true printing date. But to tell them apart, the largest notable difference is the Ghost logo is facing to the left of the 1989 reprint, which is the official correct direction of the logo. The first edition of this has the Ghost facing to the right, just like this UK edition. Another easy to spot 1989 edition difference is the price printed on the back is increased to $3.95, reflecting inflation. So, I will now run through some differences between the 2 books, so spoilers ahead, people. The first and most obvious is the page count. Mueller's is 223 pages in the original Tor edition, and Milne's Corgi version comes in at a short 170 pages, excluding the added detail material at the back. This already shows you what you can expect in terms of content. The differences are clear from the first chapters. Mueller's first chapter starts with 2 homeless bums chatting outside the library. These 2 characters will make reappearances at various points throughout the book. The librarian is named Alice Melvin, and is younger at the age of 29 in this version. Milne's chapter is shorter, with the librarian being the older spinster of the film, who's named Miss Ellis. We learn that the name of the 2 students taking part in Venkman's dodgy experiment are named Scott Dickerson and Jennifer in Mueller's version, and in Milne's they're just merely referred to as students. Both books make it clear that it is September and set in the autumn, and a sense of passage of time is also noted, with the time between the setup of business and Dana Barrett's arrival at the firehouse as being about 2 weeks. Mueller's version also offers an extensive character background on all 4 main characters. We get plenty of descriptions and expositions. We get small details including Egon's reading list at the library, and the heavy book which Venkman slams down on a table is in fact Tubin's spirit guide. In Milne's version it is a dictionary. The library ghost in Mueller's version transforms into the demon and bellows "quiet" in the novel, but in Milne's version she just merely scares them away, just like the film. In Mueller's version, we get an extended scene at the university when the three characters are ejected from campus. This carries on into the extensive background of Ray Stantz and his family and his financial position before the purchase of the fire station. In Milne's version, this is glossed over pretty quickly in a page or two. In Mueller's book, we also learn that it was Janine Melnitz's idea for the Ghostbusters logo. Mueller's version also includes the honeymooners scene at the hotel, and we learn that Slimer's nicknamed Onionhead due to the smell that he creates, revealing the reason why he was named so by the crew during filming. Both books work from the script, both omitting some of the ad-libbed lines from the actors, particularly Milne's version, as he was obviously doing a straight transfer. Mueller was able to add most of Bill Murray's ad-libbed lines, as he saw this in the film several times at the cinema, and could include them in his book. Mueller's version contains most of the official deleted scenes, but Milne's appears to stick closely with the film. Other production reveals from Mueller's book is also that Slimer is yellow rather than green, hinting at a pre-production idea which was changed. His is the better read, with the technical descriptions of each ghost they encounter, adding to the lore of the franchise. Both versions include the extended impromptu press conference, in which Milne's version features the actual characters reciting the lyrics from the Ray Parker theme song. In Mueller's US version, we get further background into Winston Zeddmore's life, which also includes his mother Lucille urging him to apply for the Ghostbusters job. Zeddmore's resume is also shown and revealed, revealing his military past, his black belt in karate, electronics countermeasures and small arms expert, making him an ideal candidate to add to the team's lacking skill mix in military tactics. Interestingly, Mueller's Titan edition does not mention the controversial 10 cc's of thorazine, but it is mentioned in Milne's book. Also, much of the swearing remains in Milne's UK version, but it is removed by Tor books in Mueller's. Mueller's edition is, in conclusion, vastly superior to Milne's one, which reads too short and is lacking in interesting detail. Those of you who have enjoyed the UK Milne edition will definitely get more out of reading Richard Muellers. I guess the problem with Milne's book is that it does read almost like a screenplay, or a young adult version, with lumpy descriptions of characters' actions, and we don't get into the heads of the characters, an element many novelisation readers enjoy. I strongly suspect the studio granted Corgi Books permission to release a UK novelisation off the back of the success of the United States in the summer to cash in on the December release. So they hired Trevor Hoyle to do a fast job of converting the screenplay, which he did, and probably politely chose to keep his name off it, by using the Milne pseudonym. Mueller had the advantage of seeing this final movie in its entirety already, and had 4 weeks to prepare it, in time for the summer re-release. So, should you buy either of these books? Well, if you're a die-hard Ghostbusters fan, you most likely have at least one or even both. If you are a completist Ghostbuster collector and don't own Milne's version, then I do recommend adding it, as it's currently cheap to buy when I last looked. Otherwise, it is part of Ghostbusters production history, adding an alternative spin on the film, especially with its opposite direction logo. So, thank you all for listening. Please leave a comment, especially if you own the original Mueller version, or even the reprint, and if you are aware of the differences of the two editions. Thank you very much, and goodbye.